We have been learning some interesting things over the past couple days from the new Game of Thrones documentary, The Last Watch, which shows a lot of stuff about season 8 in it. And we have here some really interesting footage from Conlith Hill, who plays Varys, showing his disgust for what happens to Varys during the end of season 8 with his fate and all of that stuff. And it also shows him showing just how confused and it's just how confused he is with everything that happened during the episode with the battle for Winterfell and all of that stuff. So let's go ahead and take a look at it and we can talk about it. So the headline here reads, Conlith Hill looked so pissed learning about Varys' fate on Game of Thrones. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and watch this clip here. This is just really, really, really funny.
Lord Varys, I, Daenerys of House Targaryen, first of my name, breaker of chains and mother of dragons, sentence you to die. Lord Varys, I, Daenerys of House Targaryen, first of my name, breaker of chains and mother of dragons, sentence you to die.
You and me both, Conlith. You and me both. It's just... let's see here. This is also really interesting. It says Conlith Hill closing the script before finishing reading and putting it in the middle of the table with "I don't need your garbage face" is the mood of the whole season. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, look at that face. Just look at that face. Look how upset he is. And I don't blame him at all. I don't blame him at all. This season was just so poorly written. It was so bad. And then we have here another really interesting, really interesting clip showing his face.
John knows
during
what that
this
means.
whole
The dead begin to rise.
Battle Winterfell
Jorah
scene.
the Andal battles on. He has been slashed and stabbed, pummeled and pierced, but somehow he keeps fighting. Whites plunge their knives into him. He takes more punishment than Hodor took at the door, than Beric took in the Great Hall, and still somehow plunge their knives into pierced. But somehow he keeps fighting. Whites plunge their knives into him.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Then Beric took
That
in the
is
Great Hall, and
absolutely
still somehow
so funny.
Jorah
Let me pull
stands
it up
and defends his queen.
even further
Dany tries
here.
to rouse Jorah. Pummeled and pierced, but somehow he keeps fighting. Whites plunge their knives into him. He takes more punishment than Hodor took at the door, than Beric took in the Great Hall, and still somehow Jorah stands and defends his queen.
Oh,
Dany
so
tries to rouse
good.
Jorah, but he is
So
gone.
good. Okay, you can minimize now. You can minimize now. You have the power. You have the power, right? Why aren't you minimizing? Okay, there we go. Anyway, yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, I totally get exactly why Conlith feels this way. I mean, the writing for season 8 has just been atrocious, and pretty much everyone has been able to testify to that and stuff. It's garbage. It really is. And, I'll keep saying it again, I don't necessarily have a problem with the plot points of season 8, but I have a really big problem with the execution of the plot points of season 8. This season 8 should have been at least 2 full seasons, or it should have been longer than 6 episodes. 6 episodes is just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Come on. HBO even offered Benioff and Weiss more episodes for season 6, and they turned it down. Because Benioff and Weiss wanted to wrap this up so that they can move on to Star Wars. That's exactly why they did it. I guarantee you they're getting paid way more for doing Star Wars than they are for doing Game of Thrones. It makes sense. And from that perspective, I understand why Benioff and Weiss want to move to Star Wars, because, money's nice. But on the other hand, you've carried us through, 9-10 years of Game of Thrones. You have to honor the fans who have been through this entire journey with you over all these years, and you just haven't with this final season. It's just garbage. It's just absolute garbage. I don't know what that petition's up to now, but it's got to be getting close to 2 million signatures on that thing now. I mean, the way that Conlith is acting here, is reacting to everything that's happening during the scene.
Lord Varys.
I totally get it. I totally get why he's feeling this way, and I don't blame him at all, and I think that is a very justified response for the season, And at the same time, come on. I don't think anybody necessarily has a problem with the fact that Varys died, but the way that they executed it was just so terrible. The way that they executed pretty much everything in this entire season was horrible. Bran being king, what a joke. What an absolute joke. This entire season was a joke, and Benioff and Weiss should be ashamed of themselves. They really should. They really should. Anyway, let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this? What do you think about this reaction from Conlith Hill? I think it's just amazing. And, it just further shows that, he is feeling exactly what the fans are feeling watching Season 8. Let me know in the comments below what you think. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I'll talk to you all very soon in another video. Talk to you later. Bye.